Hi y'all, it is Taylor Bridges back with another review of Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 15, episode 5. This episode is titled Drama for Your Mama. Please, again, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all for bearing with me. I'm finally caught up after this video and I'm on track. So that's such a relief. So thank you for bearing with me. When we're back at Kenya's hotel room door, Marlo was the last one caught knocking, right? Kenya is upset because her daughter, Brooklyn, is inside sleeping. I do think that's a fair reason to be upset at all the noise, being made outside of her door. Absolutely. But also, Kenya, you dipped on your guests. As the host, with no explanation about what happened, why y'all got all dressed up to go out, only to be kicked out of the charity event and back at the hotel for 9:30, when they could have stayed home for this. I think that's not cool. I think Kenya is a very selfish, bratty host. She's like really emotional and rash in times like this. Marlo tells the ladies she's about to go enjoy some steak, and that the other ladies can knock on Kenya's door and continue to pretty much kiss her behind if that's how they like to spend the rest of their evening. And Monyetta takes offense to this. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do. Right. That's what Marlo is telling you to do. To go do what you want to do. Like, are you listening, or are you just trying to beef with Marlo for a storyline? Because Monyetta, you will lose. You will lose. And I don't even care for Marlo. I do not even like Marlo. But you're no worthy opponent for Marlo's tongue. It's like watching a lion eat a deer. It's not even entertaining. Not on my TV. Not interested. Plus, Monyetta, you're only mad at Marlo again because she basically called out you following behind Candy, only, needing Candy's approval to be friends with her. And, you're also mad that you're mad at Marlo because Candy took offense to you and Marlo's interaction. You're not taking it out on Candy. You're taking it out on Marlo when y'all interacted on the girls' trip in Jamaica. Let me see. I think Monyetta is trying to overcompensate by looking like the best friend to Candy. More women than Marlo knocked on Kenya's door. You said it yourself, Monyetta, that Kenya could have explained, everything to the ladies and what was going on. Because remember, at that point, they still didn't even know that she was performing at halftime. Like, they didn't know what was going on at all in the trip. At all. Like, they didn't know the itinerary at all. Like, you said it yourself. Kenya could have explained all of this to the ladies, but instead she left you high and dry. Now, Marlo slamming the door on Monyetta is not going to work. It's unacceptable, it's violent, and it's childish. Marlo needs to get her anger in check. She knew exactly what she was doing. I wouldn't be able to be around her any longer after behaving that way. That was like very not cool. Kenya says Sheree and Monyetta are her close friends, but I don't know if Sheree even knows Kenya or cares about Kenya as much as Kenya thinks. Sheree is not a good friend. Between Kenya and Marlo, I think that both sides had blame. Because don't bang on my door. Causing a scene in the hallway. You got people wondering what's happening in my room, drawing all of this attention. And also, don't invite me anywhere with no itinerary, only to be snappy with me and storm off when things don't go as planned or the way you want them to. Communicate. And notice, there's always something wrong with Kenya when she flops. Brooklyn's sleeping tonight. Tomorrow it'll be the flu. Because even with Brooklyn, Kenya has a nanny. So why not have your child taken care of in the next room since you're hosting, if you need to have your child on the trip? If you're not cool with your child staying back in Atlanta and she has to come on the trip, you're like hosting. You know what I mean? That's weird. It just makes me feel like Kenya doesn't take it seriously. Like she's content with giving the bare minimum. Because I'm a mom. I have Brooklyn. Da, da, da. Candy got 11 jobs, 11 kids, 11 family members. And when she's hosting, she's, doing her thing. Sonya, All the ladies, like everybody has stuff going on. Like Kenya, I don't know what it is. And I'm sure Kenya gets Brooklyn taken care of for all the other engagements and trips. So I'm not buying it. She always has an excuse. Then she asks all the women who are not her core group of friends, aka Marlo and Sonia, to go home. And I thought that was really rude and insensitive. They didn't even go to Alabama for a vacation or a good girls trip. They went to support Kenya at her charity event and what would have been the football game. So I'm glad that Sonia immediately got up and was like, okay, that's cool, I'm out. Kenya was being emotional and irrational. She wants to be the center of the universe. Y'all, it was childish, but it was kind of funny to me when Marlo was drunk texting Kenya. Like, as difficult as Kenya was being, it's like, you know what? Like, go ahead, Marlo. Like, go ahead. Kenya was being so difficult. Like, you know what? Give a little drunk text. Shoot. She just want to treat people like that. It's your trip, and they come to support you, and you're going to do them like that. So then Manetta is talking about getting Ray and all of this and how she ain't a killer, but don't push her in regards to Marlo. And my reaction was Marlo's reaction. Bust out laughing. Manetta is just not aggressive or intimidating, so it's really hard to take her seriously. But I do think Marlo, just leave her alone. Leave this lady alone. Just leave her alone. Pick on somebody your own size, Marlo. Even though Manetta started it this season. But just, please, just leave this lady alone. She can't handle it. Marlo has several enemies this season, though. Kenya, Candy, and Manetta. And she's the leader of her pack, Sheree and Sonia. So how did we get here? Like, how is Marlo taking on two OGs her second season as a housewife? Like, we got to give Marlo some credit. Even though her disagreements are stupid and unprovoked, she definitely riles them up. And she riles us at home up. Because I cannot stand Marlo. She's obnoxious and she aims really low when she's mad. But she's putting the girls to work. Sonia has packed her stuff and is heading out as she should. Candy and Todd are chatting. I'm so proud of them, you know, and happy to see their careers thriving and growing. And they're speaking about Mama Joyce talking down on Todd at BravoCon. I couldn't imagine my partner's parent always speaking down on me every time somebody asked. And it was actually caught on camera each time. Like, that's not a normal thing. This is not good at all. We're 5 episodes in and Drew has been so separate from the cast. She's such an afterthought. Like, I barely remember her when she's not actually being shown. Marlo called her life coach, and I'm glad she did. I'm glad she realizes that, you know, the arguing with Kenya, with Kenya banging on the door and stuff. I'm glad she realizes she let Kenya get the best of her. You have to maintain control amid frustration because you can only control yourself. The next morning, of course, Kenya is needing an ambulance. I believe Kenya. Yes, I do believe it, right? But also, this seems to be a pattern. Something always goes wrong before it's time, you know, for her to execute. But it could be a coincidence. Sheree calls all the other ladies down to her room to tell them what happened to Kenya. And they FaceTime Kenya and she's not feeling well. She has a fever and she looks exhausted. Fine. Marlo now wants to put everything that happened prior up until now aside and focus on living positively. And, you know, she wants to squash things with Manetta. And I wish Manetta would have strong-armed her when Marlo tried to give her a hug. We are grown. Before we hug it out, I'm going to need you to take accountability for slamming a door on me. That was physical and that could have gone another way. So there is no, you know, moving forward before you apologize. Marlo never apologizes for the things she does. She just expects you to just get over it after enough time. And we're too grown for that. Apologize. And Sheree, cut it out. Marlo definitely slammed the door on Manetta. I hate the slow stuff. The delusional stuff. Marlo ends up taking some sort of accountability at the end of it all and they hug it out. Marlo is naturally gorgeous. All of them are, but Marlo is just stunning. They pretty much made a pointless trip to do a bunch of nothing at all. And to make it worse, Kenya was discharged from the hospital before the ladies even finished getting ready for the day and had brunch and had breakfast. Mañana ends up showing the ladies what the dance routine would have been at the game. And I wish we could have saw Kenya do it. I was excited for that. Drew and Ralph, they better bring it, and they better bring it fast. Because we've heard enough about them. I mean, we've heard nothing about them. Get to the divorce filings. Sheree stops by Kenya's to check on her. And Kenya's still a bit under the weather. She speaks on her disappointment about not being able to perform. I want to believe Kenya is 100% disappointed she couldn't perform, but I don't. I believe she's mostly disappointed, but I think a small percentage of her got a little stage fright. That's my opinion. Sheree is delusional, talking about how she can't defend Marlo banging on Kenya's door in Alabama. Y'all did the same thing. Sheree makes up her own truth and reality, and that's ridiculous. Then Brooklyn runs in. She looks so cute and pretty coming in from her karate class. I'm so glad Kenya has that kind of love in her life. She's a really good mom, and Brooklyn seems like a really great daughter. I did chuckle when Sheree told Kenya she was expecting, because she looked so serious saying it. It like, even though we knew it wasn't true in the moment, I was like, she kind of got me for a little second there. Mama Joyce stops by Candy's house. Candy brings up Mama Joyce's antics at BravoCon. And Mama Joyce has the audacity to say that Todd needs to lighten up. And instead of improving her attitude and behavior, she just wants to opt into not coming around anymore. And I think that's immature. That's your son-in-law, your daughter's husband, your grandchildren's father. Where's your man, Mama Joyce? Because Mama Joyce knows so much about what a man is supposed to do. Your daughter takes care of you. You don't have a man to take care of you. I genuinely think Mama Joyce would rather Candy be alone and continue to pop out grandchildren and collect the coin to support her lifestyle. If you really wanted to see your daughter happy, why keep up these antics for years unprovoked? For years. Kenya is meeting Drew and Sheree at this IV drip spot, and they have, all kinds of fluids for just about everything you can think of. Really cool. Drew walks in ready to hug Sheree, but Sheree is ready to address the mess. I'm not mad about it. Drew pretending like she has no idea why Sheree is not feeling her is ditzy. I don't like when people have no idea why somebody is acting funny. You have no idea, even if you don't think the idea is valid. You have some idea. Even if you think it's a dumb idea. Even if you think it's a dumb reason for this person being upset. Girl, she just mad because I drank her last juice. It's stupid. That's fine. But don't act like you don't know why. Or at least one reason why. But Drew does explain that her and Sheree spoke again cordially after the interview where Drew accused Sheree of confiscating all the She by Sheree merchandise that she gifted at the cast reunion. So, what is it, Sheree? Are you trying to bring up something? Are you trying to have a problem with Drew for a storyline too? Your stuff looked cheap anyway, Sheree. Who cares? I don't even know why Drew even cares to want that stuff. Courtney is going to have all the ladies at her house for like a laser tag thing. It's going to be a turn up. So I'm excited to catch that the next episode, because I think that's when Candy's finally going to turn up on Marlo. So I'm curious to see how that happens and what happens. And that episode actually comes out this evening, because it's Sunday, June 11th. So it's going to come out this evening, and I will be tuning in, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Thank you so much for your time and attention and for watching this. Bye, y'all.